If you're looking to take your game at the kitchen line to the next level, there's one skill you need to master in order to do so, and that's taking balls out of the air. Being able to effectively do this allows you to take control of your opponent and put them on ice skates, eventually leading to a speed up. I've traveled all over the country teaching clinics, and this is a skill that everybody struggles with, and it stems from a few key points. The first thing is our ready position. Most players have a very passive ready position, so they'll hit a dink and they'll come back to this position. This isn't very offensive. What we want to do is shrink the kitchen. We do that by after we hit a dink, we want to lean in with our paddle dropped like this. I'm anticipating the opponent to hit a ball that I'm able to take out of the air. The most common mistake that I see is people are here, and then when they try to get a ball out of the air, they lunge forward in one motion, and then it just leads to a pop-up. Another added benefit of leaning into the kitchen also makes your opponent feel pressure. They know that if you're out here taking away all this space, if they don't hit a near perfect ball back, bouncing in the kitchen, you'll be able to attack it or control them by getting it out of the air. Here's the difference. As opposed to this. A common mistake is this. When I do get my students to lean into the kitchen, they often lean in with their paddle sideways, just like this. The proper way is to have it down. And the reason is, if we're sideways, look at my paddle angle. It's impossible for me to get the ball up and over the net while being aggressive. It's gonna just be a boop right back over. As soon as we drop that paddle head, it allows us to aggressively push the ball. The next mistake from this position is they keep a very firm, stiff wrist. We actually want to do the opposite and keep a very limp wrist. And we want to think of nudging with our shoulder as opposed to hitting with our paddle. This is what it should look like. Nudge, not block. A common mistake that people run into when I explain this concept of getting really far out in front is they think you should do it on every ball. It's okay to be in this passive ready position if we hit a ball that's not so great. So if I hit a dink like this, I obviously wouldn't want to be way out in front anticipating it. It's when we hit aggressive dinks, we want to capitalize on it. So it should look like this. That's a ball that I would lean in on. I'm anticipating him hitting a bad one back. I'm gonna dink back and forth with Ridley here. I want you to pay attention to my ready position. So watch, when I hit aggressive dinks, I take advantage of it. And if I hit a dink that's a little more passive, I'm not here, I'm more passive. Being able to decipher the two is a skill in itself. If you're way out in front when you're not supposed to be, your opponent is gonna make you feel it. The best way to practice this skill and taking balls out of the air in general is this drill that we're gonna do now. But first, if you purchase any gear from carbonpickleball.com, when you go to checkout, type in Tanner in the discount code section for 10% off. I personally use the Carbon 1X 16 millimeter. This is how it works. We're gonna dink straight ahead, trying to move our opponent around, but the only catch is you can't speed up the ball. You have to win by dinking placement. So here we go. We do that by getting balls out of the air, like that, yep, bam. We play games to 11 points, and we do best 2 out of 3. So this really dials in your touch, gets your confidence up at the kitchen line, and helps you see which balls you can get out of the air and which balls you should let bounce. Here we go. Oh, there's a bug on me. Go. Ooh. Nice, there we go. The whole point of taking balls out of the air is not only to gain a time advantage on your opponent, but it's also when they hit a pop-up back, it's being able to reach in and flick that ball at them, initiating a hands battle. We do that by being in the exact same position out in front, but now instead of just nudging with our wrist, we're letting our wrist go and hitting the ball. A common mistake with this is players feel very awkward speeding the ball up with their paddle down. It feels unnatural, so they revert to going sideways and attacking like this. The issue with that is this motion allows the ball to spray far left or spray far right. When we have the paddle tip down, we can never miss left or right. We can only miss deep. And since we're catching the ball so far out in front, our opponent doesn't have much time to react. So if we hit it right at them, it's going to be really hard for them to get out of the way, and you'll often win the battle. This is the correct way. This is the wrong way. The best drill to improve your flick is that same one, but now we add speed ups out of the air only. No speed ups off the bounce. All the skills that we learned in this video all build into each other just like math class. If we're not comfortable taking balls out of the air, we certainly can't be comfortable hitting a flick. Woo! Oh, nice. Oh, that's the one. If you have any questions, type them in the comment section below. I reply to every single comment. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe.